You're tuning into the Fearless Fridays with Maryann podcast. As a best-selling author, certified life coach, and speaker, I created this podcast to inspire, empower, and transform you from the inside out. From time to time, you may hear a solo episode, but for the most part, we will be joined by real-life guests who have overcome adversity. But as they have done the work, today they are thriving. So grab your pen and paper as we get started and learn firsthand tips and tricks to change the trajectory of your lives so we can live a free, fearless, and fabulous life. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Fearless Fridays with Maryann. I am your host, Maryann Rivera-Dannert, and today we have an amazing guest with us. So without further ado, let's bring her on and get started. Hello, how are you?
Fine. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. So let's get started. Tell us your name and a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I am Elder Charlene Belton. So much. I'm in the ministry. I'm also, I'm about 2 papers away from having my associate's degree in divinity. I'm a mother of 2. I have mother of 3, a bonus daughter, and 2 sons. And I have 7 grandchildren. I've been married for 34 years, and he's in the ministry as well. And I have a dog named Samson. He's like my little spiritual dog, I guess you will call him, because they call him Deacon Sam.
That's funny.
So, other than that, I just love the Lord, and I'm thankful to be here to be able to speak with you today.
Oh, you're welcome. So can you share the inspiration behind your ministry business and how does it align with your personal journey and calling?
Our ministry is a para-ministry. We work alongside different organizations and churches to help the less fortunate, to let them know that God have not forgotten them. And sometimes they just need to know that someone else cares for them. And because they're, under the poverty level, homeless. And we also help Title I schools that's not getting as much attention as they need to get to help those children as well. And how I found that growing up, I'm the 6th child of my mother. Both of my parents are deceased, but I'm the youngest of 6. And you didn't really know that you didn't have. Because your mother and father always made sure that you had. So we wanted to give back to the children so they would not always notice that they don't have as much as the other kids have.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So what challenges have you encountered when establishing your ministry, and how have you overcome those challenges?
The challenges was really getting started. I kept putting it off. We kept putting it off. And I kept saying, okay, God, I'm going to do this now. But then our pastor, our overseer, she said, the Spirit had told us it's time to push us out. And so it just was a confirmation of what we needed to do. So of April of this year, we was affirmed. We had our affirmation to go ahead and start our ministry, and we got our 501(c). So it took in all about a year to get it up and going, and we're still learning and processing as we go through.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So how do you integrate your faith into the day-to-day operations and decision-making of your business?
I have to walk by faith. That's the only way I know, is to put it in God's hands and let him lead and direct us as to which direction we will go in the ministry, because we're always in agreement and praying and saying, God, tell us what you want us to do, how you want us to do it, because without him, we're lost. And we don't want to go before him. We want him to go before us.
Has there been an instance where you keep asking, or not keep asking, but that you've prayed the same prayer a few times, asking for guidance, and God is like, listen, I've already shown you like a couple of times. I'm just waiting for you to take action.
Actually, I'm going through that right now because he's talking to us, my husband and I, about a situation, and And people keep coming and confirming it, but I'm like, but we didn't hear it, you know. So we're asking right now for that guidance and to open our inner ear that we can be able to hear him in the ground out the noise.
I've often heard that when you pray about something and then you say, you're going to give it to God, that typically if you hear confirmation that comes in threes, that's him talking. What are your thoughts on that?
I've heard that also, and I've gotten that confirmation 3 times now. And so I'm like, okay, so 2024, we're going to make this happen. My husband and I made up our mind about it. Actually, we got the last confirmation Sunday.
That's awesome.
So we decided we need to do what we need to do in 24.
Yeah. Is there something that's keeping you stuck?
Some say we're being too nice. But you just don't, I don't want to hurt anyone intentionally or unintentionally. But I think we just need to step out there on faith and just do it, But we're lining up things so that we can do it and and have no regrets.
So I know that you mentioned that you work with those that are less fortunate, that they don't have. And there's, sometimes there's a lot of stigma and a lot of societal assumptions when it comes to individuals that need help. What are some of those, instances that you can talk about?
Well, a lot of people are homeless now, not because they don't make enough now to pay the rent. A lot of them don't have the jobs with the wages stagnated, and the education behind that. So we take into account not just you just out blowing your money, that the fact that you truly do need help because you can't afford it with the kids because stuff is just really high now. And it takes 3 or 4, it seems like it takes 3 or 4 incomes to make one income to pay these bills nowadays. So, and we try not to make them feel ashamed because we want, like I said, we want them to know that God loves them. Yeah. And as we reach out to them, that gives us a chance to minister to them. And someone may not have told them that they love them. Yeah. Or they just may need a hug.
Right.
Because we never know what may trigger a person.
Yeah.
And if they're backsliding or whatever the case may be. But just to literally listen to them and try to help them to be better, to do better.
Yeah. Can you share a pivotal moment or a story that highlights the purpose and mission of your ministry business? A story that stands out?
I think when I was speaking with my cousin, she's at a Title I school, and how she expressed to me and my husband that how the children were coming dressed and not having and being hungry. That really touched me because no child should be hungry. And kids can be very mean to other children that don't have. And so we went out and we purchased uniforms and different sizes, whatever size, the Spirit allowed us to lay our hands on. We purchased them and we bought all types of snacks and stuff that they would have. So they would not. And then she was telling me how a lot of grandparents are raising their grandchildren. And that's hard when, I have family members that have gotten into the drug scene and some of those kids, and I feel for them because I felt for my own nieces and nephews, and like I said, I love children and I don't want them to be without if I can help them.
That's beautiful. What strategies do you use to engage and connect with your community?
Well, right now we're still in the process of learning how to reach out to them. And I'm connecting with a lot of other organizations that's already a part of the circle to help us to get better acquainted with them. Because just yesterday we went to a nonprofit called Bright Blessings,
Okay.
and it's an organization, a nonprofit that helps the homeless mothers with children,
Okay.
and they stay in the shelters and stuff. And so they have projects where you can go, either you can volunteer or you can make do it at home. And since with my illness, I'm home a lot. So I decided to go out and purchase all the stuff, and I made all the stuff at home. And then we delivered it yesterday, and they were so overwhelmed to get it because actually we was on the same page. Some of the same snack packs that I made for them, they were in the process of making some.
Oh, wow.
They were in need of that. And she was really grateful. And I told her that my husband and I were going to sign up to come out and just volunteer. They let you volunteer an hour at a time to help pack up some of the stuff for the needy.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. How do you stay motivated and resilient, particularly during challenging times, especially when you're very passionate about, the children, and when you see them struggling and things like that? How do you stay motivated?
It's hard. I staying motivated, period, is hard because, like I said, because of my illness and how sometimes the depression want to jump on you, but I have to stay in the word and keep the faith. That has what has gotten me through all of these years, is staying grounded in the word. And I have some mentors that pour into me to keep me up. And I have very good doctors that I'm able to talk to, and they listen. I'm not just a patient that you come in and they run you out the door in 15 minutes. No,
right.
We talk. They want to know how I'm doing. And so that has helped.
That's awesome. Really helped. So you and I connected because of a book that's coming out.
Yes.
So can you share the title of your book, of your chapter, and can you summarize it in one sentence?
The title is To Breathe Again. And to summarize it is inhale, exhale.
I love that. I'm excited to read it. So what made you say yes to sharing your story?
I've been told before that I had started writing about my life, period, before, but then being introduced to Nadia, and she was doing my web stuff for my social media and stuff for our ministry. And when she put it out there, and after much prayer, the Spirit said, it's time for you to share your story to help someone else. Because most of the time when I was in the hospital, I was ministering to people. It was like, even though I'm sick, but he would allow people to come into my path to minister to them. The respiratory therapists and the nurses, they didn't realize I was sick because people was always in my room. And that helped me to heal.
That's awesome.
By helping them.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. I think your dog wants to be on the podcast too.
Barking. Must be coming in. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So you are on the Fearless Fridays podcast. Yes. How are you living a fearless life?
I think I'm living a fearless life by just getting up every day, putting one foot in front of the other, because it's been times when I couldn't get up, and just to be able to open my eyes is a step. And to just thank God for another day. That's fearless for me.
I love that. What are you looking forward to besides our book coming out? What are you looking forward to in 2024?
Living, loving, and learning.
I love that.
Because we should always be learning. And how to apply to my life. to help someone else's life to be better.
I love that. Any strategies, any tips that you would like to share for someone who may be struggling with depression? What has helped you?
Truly, it has been my faith. My faith has truly helped me, but I know everyone doesn't have that. Well, maybe don't believe, but if they would just, you can come to God as you are. And you can talk to him just like I'm talking to you. So you don't have to go through all of what you've probably seen on TV or I've been in churches. Just speak from your heart with a sincere heart, and he will help you. And that's what's gotten me through, because like I said, it's been almost 30 years I've been home, confined in this house.
Yeah.
And I thank God that I'm not truly crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean that in a bad way, but being in this house, I stopped working in my 30s. I'm 58 now. That's a long time to just be sitting in the house day in and day out.
Yeah.
You know.
And is that the story that you share in the chapter?
A little.
Okay.
But I can't really give you the story, but
right.
But, you know, but I've been in the house, like I said, almost. It's been over 25 years. I was taken out of work.
I'm excited to read your chapter.
But I found that when the Spirit tells you to do something, do it, because you can't. I almost paid with my life because I did. So I would tell anyone, when you know God's voice, when the Holy Spirit tells you something, to do it.
Especially when you get 3 confirmations.
3 confirmations, that's right. So that's why I'm going to do it.
As we get ready to wrap up, are there any final words that you would like to share, something that you would like to mention that we haven't talked about, that I haven't asked you about?
I think we pretty much covered everything.
Okay. Where can our listeners and our viewers learn more about you and support you and purchase a copy of the book?
You can go to newlivingtruthministry.com, and that is our website. And our Facebook is New Living Truth on Facebook. And it's also, you can reach us through email at newlivingtruthmin01@gmail.com. You can send us an email. But our website is where you could donate. You could put prayer requests. You could purchase. We have apparel out there where you could purchase with the name of the title. The name of the title of my chapter. Yep. And so we have wine tumblers, pillars, different apparel where you could go out there and just look out on the web page.
Awesome. Thank you very much for being with us today and sharing a part of your story.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Maryann.
Thank you so much for listening to the Fearless Fridays with Maryann podcast. Make sure to stay connected with us, and you can find us on Facebook at MRD Empowerment Solutions, or on Instagram as Maryann Rivera Dannert. You can also visit our website at MaryannRiveraDannert.com. As always, you are fearless, you are fabulous, you are a priority, and you matter.